So, quick announcement before we start the video. I have really bad allergies right now, and considering I got really sick last week. I actually tested positive for you know what. But so yeah, my allergies were just really bad because of my illness last week. So if if there's a lot of cuts, if that means I was coughing, like that, just it just comes with talking. But yeah, I'm feeling much better, and just right now it's really because of my stuffy nose because of my allergies, and it's just heightened because I was sick. So that's my little PSA, I guess you could say. So that's why I sound weird. I hope you enjoy the video. The earliest memories I have of watching TV was watching 3 shows at my grandmother's when my mom would go to work. I must have been 2 when I would watch The Wiggles, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and Thomas and Friends. In that order, I remember it specifically. My earliest childhood years revolved around Disney and Thomas, and in 2007, I attended my first Day Out with Thomas event at a very famous railroad that will be a big part of today's story. In 1982, HIT Entertainment, or HIT Entertainment, was founded. This was a division of the Jim Henson Company, dedicated to making shows targeted to young children. The shows they produced were Bob the Builder, The Wiggles, Fireman Sam, Pingu, Oswald, Postman Pat, Shaun the Sheep, Barney, and of course, Thomas and Friends. No show had quite the success of Thomas, not even Barney. Thomas came on the air in 1984 and was a hit with young kids, so that meant hats, t-shirts, leapfrog games, apps, so many toys that I still have upstairs, and Day Out with Thomas events. The first railway to have an engine that looked like Thomas was the Nene Valley Railway in Peterborough, England. They had a blue steam train from 1947 that resembled Thomas. It looks so much like Thomas, they actually named it Thomas, with the author of the original Thomas books, Reverend W. Andrews Blessing. Other railroads noticed Nene Valley's popularity with the new engine. So, in 1990, with Reverend Andrews Blessing, other railroads in England started using the characters on their railway. The events weren't called Day Out with Thomas yet. Instead, they were called the Friends of Thomas the Tank Engine, since Thomas himself wasn't present at most of the events. Most of these trains, how do I say this, didn't look great. They needed to temporarily make these trains look like Thomas characters, so I get that, but they still didn't look the best. Hey, I don't think that Mavis looks good at Strasburg Railroad, but that's because it's only used one time of the year, and any other time of the year, that train is the SW 8618. That trend would change in 1994 when Mid-Haunt's Watercress Line in Hampshire, England debuted their Thomas that they had built specifically for the event. This was the first time this was done anywhere, and it was controversial to train fans. It did pay off for the railroad because they made 250,000 pounds and brought over 100,000 visitors to the event. It didn't take long for the Strasburg Railroad in the United States to want to make history. Or money, because that drives people in the United States. They took their number 15 steam engine and made it look like Thomas. Their first event at Strasburg was held in 1999. Prior to the first event, Thomas actually caught fire. His eyes were made of a flammable material, and the heat of the smoke box made them melt. An alleged video of this accident is on YouTube, and I will play it for you, but be warned. It's way more creepy than it should be. But just be warned.
Drop the fire! Drop the fire! The eyes are melting! Drop the fire!
After the first day out with Thomas, which was the first time that the name was used, at Strasburg Railroad was held, quickly it became a popular event. People from all over the United States came to see Thomas. HIT Entertainment quickly made a deal with other railroads around the United States to bring Thomas to their railroad. Thomas would not be a working train and would be made from scratch. Thomas would be pulled by another train at the back of the cars. That's train cars in railroad lingo. At this time, a lot of the overseas events stopped because of HIT Entertainment's deals with bringing Thomas to other railroads, except the one in England that were blessed by Reverend Andre himself. But this wasn't bad for HIT, because over in the States, Day Out with Thomas was booming. There had been 5 fake trains built for the tour, all built by the Strasburg Railroad, because they're the kings of this. Speaking of Strasburg building things, in 2014, Thomas got an update. They made a new face mode to look more cartoony and more like the TV show. The face was also an animatronic made by Garner Holt Productions. This allowed Thomas to move his mouth and talk. This year also brought Percy to Strasburg. Many railroads around the world had brought more friends of Thomas to their railroads, like James, Henry, Gordon, Diesel, Toby, Donald and Douglas, Oliver. Oh, and Sir Topham had appeared with Thomas at Day Out with Thomas events. So it was only a matter of time until Strasburg asserted their dominance and debuted Percy. Percy was a fake train too, meaning it could not move on its own. It had no engine. Unlike Thomas or the regular black locomotive running that day. SW 8618 would have to be in the back and push Percy to Paradise, PA and back. Percy is not actually kept at Strasburg. He goes on tour like the other fake trains to different railroads in the US. In 2019, Strasburg shocked everyone and debuted Mavis. This meant Percy could no longer take rides, since Mavis is the 8618 train I've mentioned before. Percy can take pictures with guests. In 2020, Strasburg debuted one more train, Rusty. He is a little deserved shunter. In 2014, Day Out with Thomas events started up overseas again. Countries like Japan, Denmark, UK, Australia. This year, the US tour had stops in 15 states. And in 2017, the tour had stops in 26 states and 8 stops in Canada. There was less this year because of the pandemic. So that is the story, the Day Out with Thomas events. I was actually supposed to go this year and take video, but because I got sick, unfortunately I couldn't go. It would be the first time I've gone since 2009, and I was really looking forward to it. And this isn't to like feel bad for me or anything, but like it would be really cool to return to Day Out with Thomas after not going for 11 years. And Day Out with Thomas especially was something so big in my childhood. I remember going there at like 9 or 10 in the morning and then staying until 4 o'clock when the last train went. So I just spent all day there. I really, really loved it. I have DVDs downstairs where it's just videos and pictures of me at the railroad watching Thomas just came in and out. I loved it. I really did. I only took a ride with him once. The Strasburg Railroad has since fixed this, but he would only go halfway of the trip and then come back because he couldn't. They fixed this, but the reason that they couldn't is because the train that Thomas is, if he went all the way to Paradise, he would actually get stranded because of the way the train is set up. Something with the fuel or something like that. The train was never set up to go the full distance, and if he went to Paradise, that means he would need to be at the back of the train cars pushing it that way, because the way the Paradise thing is set up, you have to unclick and then go to another rail and then come back and click at the front. So they fixed this now. He does go the full 45 minutes to Paradise and back. But when I was a kid, I wasn't so lucky. And also when I was a kid, the price was kind of cheaper than it is now. Every kid has it so good now. You know, like I would only get like a 15-minute, if that, Thomas ride. They get the full 45 minutes. Come on now. That's just not fair. Yes, a day out with Thomas is something very special to me, so I wanted to make sure to make this video. And hopefully I didn't sound really bad. As you can tell, I'm not feeling 100%, but I've beaten the sickness that I had. So, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing. It would make me a very happy man. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Have a magical day, everybody.